A notorious radical Islamist preacher described as Britain's most dangerous extremist has been released from prison after serving just half of his sentence. RT's Anastasia Churkina has got the latest on that.
Notorious radical preacher Anjem Choudary has in fact been released following having served just half of his 5.5-year prison sentence. He, of course, was put in jail back in 2016 for encouraging people to join ISIS. And the British Prime Minister Theresa May says the authorities are prepared for this development.
On the question of Anjem Choudary, obviously, he's an extremist preacher. He pledged his allegiance to Daesh. He was convicted of inviting support for them. But if and when any terrorist offender is released, well-rehearsed plans are put in place to keep the public safe. And the police, the prison, the probation service and other agencies have a range of powers available to them.
The 55-year-old father of 5, who had once led an extremist group that was banned terrorist by UK laws, is going to be serving the rest of his sentence in community on license, which essentially means he will be monitored by the MI5, the police and other agencies. He will not be free and will have to follow what's being described as a list of compliances that if he were to violate, he might potentially go back to jail. And those, just as we've heard, include things like no preaching or going to certain mosques, no interaction with people outside of those that were approved by officials. He would be allowed to have only one phone, although that's not clear how that's not enough to be able to communicate with whoever is desired. His internet access would be supervised, and he also has some kind of travel in terms of being able to move around London, but also he's not going to be able to leave the UK. And reportedly, the cost of what's being described as a huge security operation following his release, reports here in the UK are suggesting that amount is going to be as much as £2 million a year, compared to what's also reportedly described as £50,000 that he would have cost the taxpayer while he was still behind bars. And of course, reactions to those revelations were very swift to follow.
It's crazy to put the public in danger and spend £2 million a year monitoring extremist Anjem Choudary when we could be following Australia's lead to keep him locked up.
The extensive list of constraints on Anjem Choudary is welcome. That said, the fact that he is being released at all and that imposing these constraints will cost the taxpayer £2 million per annum is abhorrent. Those arguing otherwise are almost as dangerous as he is.
The release of Anjem Choudary, who claims some of our citizens are foreigners in their own home, is a threat to our security. He's betraying all of us, and we need to defend all communities in our nation. We need a new Treason Act.
Well, indeed, this could be seen as quite a concerning development. This man did not actually organize any terrorist attacks himself, but nonetheless, he is known as one of the most infamous radicalizers in this country.